Alright guys, welcome back to Rich Spirits. This video was unplanned. I'm in the middle of a whole cigar session, sipping on my new bourbon, old Grandad, 16-year-old. And I just say, you know what, let me share my thoughts now. It's the first pour, it hasn't had a chance to open up. As we all know, our whiskey does open up on that second time around. You give it a week or so, you come back to it, and it's a total different dram. Usually it's for the better. This is the first pour, the neck pour. Old Grandad, 16-year-old. I want to go over with what I'm getting right now. What I'm getting right now, it's to sum it all up and whole, it's sort of like a Snickers bar in a sense, right? You're getting a little bit of milk chocolate, you're getting heavy caramel, a lot of vanilla, which is like a creamy vanilla, like a custard. So I substitute that with the nougat from the Snickers bar. So I compare it to a Snickers bar. You're getting the nuttiness, the Jim Beam nuttiness as well. But it's my biggest knock is the viscosity of it, right? The 100 proof is just so thin. And I've had 100 proof whiskeys that drink a lot thicker, a lot more fuller body in the mouthfeel. It is a very thin dram. And it's not a very thin dram. But for a 16-year-old, I would think it's a little thin. But I've been sipping on this for a while. It's my second pour. Let's go to it again. The caramel, the heavy vanilla custard comes right through. It's a very rich vanilla custard, very custard. The caramel is rich. At first, it was honey. It was pure honey off the top note. This is my second pour, and everything. I'm not saying it's opening up as it should, but it is changing on me, right? It is changing to the better. And I really love the nose, that custard feel, that nougat, the peanut is like a honey peanut. It's turned into a very beautiful nose. I can imagine how good it'll be. Let me change that. I can imagine how it will change in a week or two when I come back to it. The bottle is $200. They say it's a 16-year-old. They say the youngest whiskey in there is a 16-year-old. So for you cigar lovers out there, I am smoking my Alec Prensado. About 12, 14 years ago, this was one of my favorite cigars on the market. So if you do hear some noise in the background, it's because my ventilation cuts on when I'm smoking. But let's go in on the palate. It's very good with the flavors I gave you. It is exactly, nothing has changed. Like a thin milk chocolate in there, but that nougat, that vanilla cream type of deal, that custard, that's very, very prevalent. Of course, at 16 years old, I'm picking up the oak. But the creaminess, the nougat, custard, I keep calling it nougat because once I compared it to Snickers, now in my mind it's nougat, but it's really not. It's really a custard. It's a very rich custard smell. That's the vanilla that I'm picking up off of it. For $200. I wish I had seen a review before I bought it. I was in the store and I had the Babe Ruth Remus repeal, and I'm kind of wish I would have grabbed that. It was like that's the first Remus I seen at 111 proof. So Remus is pretty good, but it's kind of thin too because it runs at that 100 proof. But I'm kind of curious now. Should I go back and get that and see which $200 bottle is the best? But whenever I see a celebrity name attached to a whiskey, I tend to think, okay, you know, a fourth of that price is that, right? Just because of that name. But all in all, Am I satisfied with my purchase at $200? $200. I'm an old Grandad fan. I love the 114. I think everybody does, especially for the price point. Am I satisfied with my purchase? That is still out. That is still out. I have to come back in a week or two. It has potential. It has potential to be a little better, but the viscosity, the mouthfeel will not change. It is what it is at that point, right? I would love, I would love to see it's just a little bit higher proof, like the 114. That would have been cool. That would have been really cool. I didn't look at the proof when I bought it. I just assumed it was 114. Now I'm running around. I'm kind of in a rush. Last minute decision. They pulled it out the counter. All right, I put my, the repeal back, and I got that. And now here I am, right? Am I satisfied with my purchase? I'm happy. I'm happy. I'd have been a lot more happier at 125. I'd have been happy at 125. But it is what it is. If you're in this bourbon game, like we all are, if you're watching this, you're part of the bourbon world. We are very irresponsible. Since COVID, we have been very irresponsible. We've been buying everything. We've been shaking the dice, taking chances on bottles that we thought would be the next greatest thing. And at the time, it's either get it now or never, right? The now or never, when you know it's a good chance not going to ever be another chance to buy that bottle, that's where irresponsibility comes in at. But sometimes it pays out. Hey guys, until next time, I'm going to finish your cigar. It's your man D Rich. Peace.